Good morning, welcome to our daily sports show. Hey, it's Monday morning again. Phew, time flies, time flies. Big weekend in sports and a lot to get into. Hey, I hope you guys are all doing well. First of all, I got to shout out to our new and our first two members of the channel. That is Brian the Bay and Dean Isla. Hey, guys, thank you for joining up. It's going to be interesting. We're going to do a lot of stuff just for members. So if you're not a member yet, you should be. You should be. But let's get into our topics this morning. Yeah, we've got to talk about the golf. Somebody eventually won a Masters. A lot of motorsports to get into. The Premier League, European football, NBA, NHL, MLL, NFL. We get into so many things. But and the golf is at the end, and the motorsports as well. So stay tuned, stay tuned. Going to be a lot of stuff to get in. I see there's a hell of a lot of people in the chat this morning. I'm going to run through that quick. Jack, Menno, Ranish Duta, Duffy, Diego, Decato, Ito, Shinazuka, Surrender, Aki Nakamura, Ito Abe, Tommy, Peter, Dion, Hunty, Tonaka, Hill, Anton, Pooh, AKD, Fumiko, Belinda, Antonio Di Marco, Gabby, Madonna, Caitlin, Fredericks, Bobo Rhyme, and now we've got Lawrence in the chat as well. Hey, good morning, all of you. Good morning. I saw Danny was in there. Everybody's in there. Fantastic. So, my throat's ready. A little bit of information first. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and if you like, become a member. So there we go. Got that out the way. We are at 36,512 subscriptions. So we are doing well. Let's get to 40,000, guys. Let's get to 40,000. But let's start off with the Premier League. And yippity-doo-dah, yes. Still one game on Monday, as you can see at the bottom, but let's get through all the results quickly. City beat Crystal Palace 5-2. Brighton, Leicester 2-2. Nottingham Forest, Everton 2-2. No, that's wrong. No, Nottingham Forest lost to Everton 1-0. Southampton lost to Aston Villa 3-0. Arsenal and Brentford 1-1. Chelsea, Ipswich 2-2. Liverpool beat West Ham 2-1. Wolverhampton beat Tottenham Hotspurs 4-2, and Newcastle United in the Battle of the Uniteds beat Manchester United 4-1. And of course on Monday it's Bournemouth and Fulham, so that'll be later this evening. But that was your results from the Premier League. Got a shout out to my man here, Joshua Turksey, after playing so great the last 3 games. Picked up an injury, looks to be a hamstring. Let's hope he's not out for too long. So Joshua, get well soon, my friend, get well soon. Quick look at the Premier League table. We're going to get into all the tables of all the European leagues. So stay tuned. Liverpool looks like it's done. I mean, there's still 18 points to be played. But basically, Liverpool will have to lose every game and Arsenal will have to win every game. That's not going to happen. So it looks like we can start congratulating Liverpool. Arsenal should get that second spot. And then it's a big fight for the Champions League spaces. The first 5 get a Champions League space. So Nottingham, Newcastle, Man City, Chelsea, and Aston Villa. 2 are going to miss out of those 5. So we'll see who does that. And people will be asking me, hey, where's Man United? I don't do mediocrity. There's nothing at the bottom of the table. Then there was a lot of football in Europe last night and over the weekend. Just going to give you some of the big results that were out there. Bayern drew to Dortmund 2-2. Leverkusen and Union Berlin 0-0. So Leverkusen couldn't take advantage of Bayern dropping points. Frankfurt 3-0 against Heidenheim. Wolfsburg lost to Leipzig 2-3. In Italy, we had Inter Milan beating Cagliari 3-1. Lazio and AS Rome in the Battle of Rome 1-1. Atalanta Bergamo beat Bologna 2-0. Tonight, Naples will take on Empoli to see if they can close the gap on Inter. Alves lost 1-0 to Real Madrid. What a shocking tackle from Mbappe. Boy lost his head, man. That was Keane-esque. That could have been Roy Keane against Alfie Haaland, man. I hope he gets a big ban for that. That was a terrible, terrible tackle, man. That should cost him the Ballon d'Or if he was ever in the conversation. Leganes lost to Barcelona 1-0. Tonight, Atletico Madrid take on Valladolid. Real Betis, they lost 1-2 against Villarreal. That hurts their Champions League aspirations. In the Women's FA Cup, there wasn't the small matter of the Manchester derby. That's why it's in yellow, because it's the ladies. And Manchester United came out on top. They beat Manchester City in the FA Cup of the Women. So the FA Cup final is going to be between Chelsea and Manchester United. At least one half of the United dressing rooms is doing well. All up to the women, isn't it always? And Monaco thrashed Olympique Marseille 3-1. So yeah, that's your European games tonight. I see Vernie's also eventually awake, so good luck to him. Let me just have a look at that poll quickly, because I see we have 31 people in that poll. My question was, what is the best on a barbecue or a braai or a grill or whatever you want to call it? So 55% of you are going with steak or chicken, 23% with fish or prawns, 13% with sausage, and vegetables, only 10%. I think half of the South African rugby team must have been in the vote. It's got to be vleis, my boy. It's got to be steak and chicken. So there you go. That's just a quick update on that. Then I did promise you to go through all the European leagues, and we'll start I'm doing them as I rank the European league. So the Premier League, I rank the best league. So here we go. La Liga, Barcelona, 4 points ahead of Real Madrid. Still, it's still a tight race there. Atletico could still pick up another 3 points. Champions League races, I think in Spain the top 5 will make it a 2. So that was a big loss for Betis Sevilla against Villarreal. But yeah, I think it's still between Villarreal and Betis for that last Champions League spot. And if people are asking, what about the bottom of the table? As I said before, no mediocrity on here. Then we move to Italy. Yeah, buongiorno tutti. It looks good for Inter, but Naples play tonight. They could close the gap to 3 points. Atalanta doing very well. Juventus kind of sneaking up the table. Bologna, Lazio, Roma. Yeah, still a lot to fight for. Still 6 games to go. So we'll see what happens there. Then we go to Germany. Jawohl. To the Bundesliga. And yeah, look, I think it's done there. It's only 5 games to go. I can't see Bayern losing 2 out of the last 5 games. So I think they're going to get it there. But Leverkusen definitely be a Champions League spot. And then it's also there, a big fight. Everybody from 3 all the way to Mönchengladbach, still possible for a Champions League spot. So we'll be watching that carefully. Then we go to my beautiful friends in France in the Baguette League. And that one's already all done and wrapped up. The Paris Saint-Germain won that one a long time ago. Monaco, Marseille, Lyon, Lille, and Strasbourg. What is Strasbourg doing? 6, Vern. Strasbourg in 6. Oh my Lord. So yeah, a lot of teams still vying for those Champions League spots. Then we go to the Fish and Chips League, to Portugal. And yeah, there is a big fight between Benfica and Sporting Braga in 3rd. Not the season for Porto, one of the worst seasons in Porto for a long time. But so let's have a look what happens there. But it looks like the 2 Lisbon teams are going to be fighting it out there. The Battle of Lisbon. Then we move to the Edamer and Gouda League, the Dutch league. And yeah, Ajax got this one wrapped up quite comfortably, I think. PSV Feyenoord, as expected, up top there. My team, Go Ahead Eagles in 7th. Come on, go ahead and start climbing up the table. I want to see you boys in Europe next year. Then we go to the Bosporus and to the Turkish league and to Galatasaray and Fenerbahce fighting it out there. Besiktas, terrible season for Besiktas. Normally the Besiktas will be a lot closer, but it's between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. Can Jose Mourinho also win a title in Turkey? That's the big question. Then my friends that eat all the haggis, this one's done. It's all about Celtic, so congratulations to them. And then we go into the Fondue League, all the way to Switzerland, swing those cowbells. That's FC Basel on top, ahead of Servette, and looking good for Basel now. They are 1 and 6. There's 7 games to go in the Swiss league, so still 21 points to play for. Big shocking loss there from Young Boys yesterday. They got thrashed by Lucerne 5-0. So let's have a look what happens in the Swiss league. That's enough of football for today. Let's get into some other sports. Remember, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button, you guys. Membership. Now that's the way to go. Then we have the US sports, Canada sports, North American sports. Don't want to get into that, huh? The 51st day, yeah? We don't get into that. So, A lot of games in the North American sports. NBA, look, NBA had the last round yesterday. So there were 15 games in the NBA last night. I'm not going to mention any scores or who's shot any points or anything. Not interesting. A lot of teams are resting players and stuff like that. No, there's 7 games. Or 6 games. 6 games, 7 games. As you know, the Swiss League doesn't really interest me. I'm just trying to be nice. There you go. So, you should be, are you on your way to work? Be safe, Ryan, be safe. Then let's have a quick go through all the NBA quickly. The Magic lost to the Hawks 105-117. The Hornets lost to the Celtics 86-93. The Knicks beat the Nets in a battle of the bigger New York area 113-105. The Pacers beat the Cavaliers 126-118. The Wizards beat my Heat 119-118. The Bulls beat the 76ers 122-102. The Pistons lost the Bucks in a high-scoring game 133-140. The Nuggets beat the Rockets. Important win for the Nuggets. They got that 4th spot in the West 126-111. Dallas lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. That puts the Grizzlies in the play-ins and puts the Warriors in the Grizzlies in the playoffs and the Warriors in the play-ins. There you go. The Jazz lost 105-116 to the Timberwolves. The Thunder beat the Pelicans 115-100. The Raptors lost to the Spurs 118-125. The Clippers in a great game. They went into overtime. I watched that live on TV last night. Fantastic game of basketball. Steph Curry was good. James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. I'm telling you now, people, watch out for the LA Clippers. If Kawhi Leonard stays healthy, for me, he's one of the top 3 basketball players in the NBA. Two-way player. I love Kawhi Leonard. 124-109. I'm rooting for the Clippers this year. The Lakers, they benched just about everybody they could bench because they didn't need to win. 81-109 against the Trailblazers. And the hapless Phoenix Suns, 98-109 against the Kings. So let me tell you all that's going to happen. This is the final standings in the West. As you can see, the top 6 there are in the playoffs. Golden State and Memphis, they'll be playing against each other. The Kings will play against the Mavericks. So that's for the play-in to see who makes it into the playoffs. In the East, Cleveland on top there. Look, my Miami Heat just snuck into the playoffs and in 10th spot. Let's see what they can do. But this is the playoff picture. I'm going to have to cover myself here a little bit. Don't worry about it. So if you can figure this one out, it's good for you. So put it this way. The Kings and the Mavericks, they play against each other in the West. The winner meets the loser of the Warriors-Grizzlies game for the final playoff spot. The winner of the Warriors-Grizzlies automatically go and play against the Houston Rockets. So there's some nice matchups. I mean, Denver playing against the Clippers, the Lakers against the Timberwolves. That is going to be good. The Pacers, the Bucks in the East, Knicks and Pistons. I mean, that's going to be a battle. So that's looking really interesting there. Then, just have a look. We move on to the NHL. A few games in the NHL. The Flyers lost to the Senators. The Islanders beat the Devils. The Bruins beat the Penguins 4-1. The Maple Leafs beat the Hurricanes 4-1. The Sabres lost 4-7 against the Lightning. The Blue Jackets beat the Capitals 4-1. The Oilers beat the Jets 4-1. Jeez, you got to score 4 goals here, it looks like it. The Sharks lost to the Flames 2-5. And the Avalanche beat the Ducks 4-2. Just going to give you a quick look at the tables there, because they're going into their last 2-3 games. So that's going to be interesting this week to see what the final playoff positions are. Most importantly, they're in the Pacific. The Las Vegas Golden Knights are through, my team. And Vern, your team is out. The Kraken, they cracked under pressure. In the East, it's the Maple Leafs. They are in. The Lightning, Florida, the reigning champions, the Senators. The Capitals, the Hurricanes, and the Devils are all in. So there's only 2 teams still vying for that last spot. And it's between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Montreal Canadiens, with a little bit of an advantage for the Canadiens. Whew. Lot to get into this morning. So much again. So let's get into the last part of our US sports, and that's the Major League Baseball. And there was a hell of a lot of games there. So let's get into this. The San Francisco Giants beat the New York Yankees 5-4. The Blue Jays, they beat the Orioles 7-6. That's the Baltimore Orioles against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Atlanta Braves lose 3-8 to the Tampa Bay Rays. The Kansas City Royals beat the Cleveland Guardians 4-2. The Pittsburgh Pirates. I have to say it 3 times so that some people out there can remember. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates. They lose 0-4 to the Cincinnati Reds. The Washington Nationals lose 4-11 to the Florida Marlins. The Angels from California lose 3-7 to the Houston Astros. The Battle of the Soxes. The Red Sox from Boston beat the White Sox from Chicago 3-1. The Tigers from Detroit lose 1-5 to the Minnesota Twins. The Philadelphia Phillies lose 0-7 to the St. Louis Cardinals 0-7. How can you not score? But watch this. The Mets beat the Oakland A's 8-0. The Rockies lose 6-0 to the Padres. That is the San Diego Padres. So a lot of teams not scoring. The Brewers from Milwaukee, they lost 2-5 to the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Texas Rangers lose 1-3 to the Seattle Mariners. And the Chicago Cubs beat the LA Dodgers 4-2. Something's going wrong in LA. They started 8-0, and since then they've been shitty, to put it nicely. So let's have a look at the American League quickly. Look, check out. I'm not going to get too much into all the standings at the moment. It is very much the beginning of the season. So check that out. Just want to mention there in the National League, the Padres, the top team in baseball at the moment with 80% win ratio, 81%. So yeah, check that out. The Dodgers are sliding fast there, man. They are sliding fast. Then we did have some rugby this weekend. We had the Champions Cup this weekend, and we had Super Rugby. So I'm going to add them both at the bottom. So in the Champions Cup, Leinster thrashed the Warriors from Glasgow 52-0. Bordeaux beat Munster 47-29. Northampton Saints beat Custers 51-16. Toulon lost against Toulouse 18-21. So we have Bordeaux is going to be facing off against Toulouse, and the Saints are going to be facing off against Leinster. I can't see a final other than Bordeaux against Leinster, but let's have a look. I will show you the path afterwards. Then in the Challenge Cup, Edinburgh beat the Bulls. Oh, wow, that hurt me. 35-28. The Ospreys lost to Lyon 18-20. Connacht lost to Racing 40-43. And Bath beat Colchester 61-26. So yeah, look, the French teams are doing very well this year. I mean, you've got Lyon, Racing, all of them in there. Then the Super Rugby quickly. We did all these games live except for the Reds against the Brumbies because the TV decided not to show that game. Hurricanes lost to the Crusaders 24-31. Waratahs beat the Chiefs 21-14. The Blues beat Moana Pacifica 36-17. The Highlanders thrashed Fijian Drua 43-20. But they were all fantastic games once again. And the Reds lost to the Brumbies 26-39. So, quick look at the Super League table there. Crusaders out on top. Drua out at the bottom. So, still a long way to go there. So, a lot of games to be played. This is the road to the final for the Champions Cup. I'm going to increase that quickly. Oh, 1 second. Because maybe you can't see it. There you go. So, it's Leinster, Northampton, Bordeaux against Stade Toulon. Those finals will be on the 24th of May. We will definitely do the final live. Don't worry about that. Then, in the Challenge Cup, that'll also be in Cardiff. Also increase that for you boys and girls. Lyon will play Racing and Edinburgh will play Bath. The poor French team's always going to play against each other. Otherwise, I think we could have had 2 French finals. That'll be on the 23rd of May, live on this channel as per usual. Don't worry. So here it comes. Here it comes. My nephew Ryan will be very happy. Here we go. That Formula One. A little bit of a better race. I mean, it wasn't like, if I listen to those commentators in Formula One, when somebody overtakes somebody, it's like the world's greatest thing that's ever happened. I mean, that happens in all other racing leagues all the time, but they have to sell the sport. They have to sell. So let's get into the Bahrain Grand Prix. That's a night race. Kind of looks nice with all the sparks going off on the cars and stuff like that. But it was in Bahrain, and that was the 4th Grand Prix of the year. So let's have a look at the result. Oscar Piastri. Sorry, I always forget that. Oscar Piastri. He won it in front of George Russell. Hats off to George Russell. I mean, he's doing phenomenal. Norris came in 3rd, Leclerc in 4th, Hamilton in 5th, Verstappen in 6th, Good results for Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, and Berman. They all get some points. But listen here. Lando Norris has a problem. And his problem is Oscar Piastri. He's going to start shitting himself. Because this man, Mr. Pastry, as I call him, good win yesterday, son. Keep it up. Keep it up. So let's have a look at the driver standings quickly. And in the driver standings, still Norris, 3 points ahead of his teammates. Well done, Lando. You're still in front with Verstappen in third, Russell in fourth, Leclerc in fifth. Long way to go. Lots of things can happen. Let's see what the teams do there. Then the constructors. Let's have a look at the constructors. It's McLaren way out ahead of Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari. Ferrari disappointing there in fourth spot. So, McLaren, you are leading the constructors. Well done, well done. Then we had the small matter of the MotoGP there in Qatar. Everything was on the Arabian Peninsula this weekend. Well done there. Good race in Qatar. And let's have a look at the results. And Marc Marquez won in front of his teammate Francesco Bagnaia, followed by Morbidelli and Sarko. Aldaguer, good result from Aldaguer in fifth. Alex Marquez in sixth. Not going to go all the way down there. So congratulations to Marc Marquez. He won that race. Then look at the MotoGP standings. And yes, it's Marc Marquez on top, ahead of his brother Alex and his teammate Francesco Bagnaia, also known as Al Bestia. Then we move to the NASCAR. It was the Bristol Food 500. Kyle Larson, my boy from Hendrick Motorsports. Everybody knows I support the Hendrick Motorsports team. All drivers there. So if you ever watch NASCAR, check out car 5, car 10, car 24, and car 48. Those are my team. Check that out. Good race there in Bristol. And let's have a look at the results. Kyle Larson. He beat Danny Hamlin into second. Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney, William Byron. So lot going on there. So shout out to Kyle Larson. Well done. Doing well. Fantastic. Let's have a look at the NASCAR standings. And it is still Christopher Bell on top, followed by Danny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Josh Berry. As you can see, the boys that win races on top of the league, even though they have less points. I've explained that before. But the man on the top of the leaderboard is Christopher Bell. So well done. Longest show ever. It is going long, and it's got a long way to go, my friend, because there was so much this morning. I'm beating your record. You got to do something. But then hey, listen here. There was more motor racing. Long Beach, the Grand Prix of Long Beach, very exciting there in the IndyCar. Let's have a look at the results. Kyle Kirkwood in his Honda beat his teammate Alex Palau out there. So Christian Lundgaard came in third. Felix Rosenqvist in fourth. Will Power in fifth. Scott McLaughlin sixth. Check out your favorite drivers out there. So shout out to Kyle Kirkwood. Well done, well done. Let's have a look at the standings quickly in the NASCAR. And Alex Palau is still out on top in front of Kyle Kirkwood. Only been 3 races, but Alex Palau, shout out to you. You leading the championship in the IndyCar. Let's get into it. All right, so here we go. That golf, the Masters, what a beautiful place. We got to definitely make a visit to Augusta one day. Let's have a look at the results. Put Rory out there already. Rory McIlroy, eventually, after all these years, wins his first green jacket, which gives him the career Grand Slam. He has won all 4 majors once at least. So well done to him. He beat Justin Rose in front of Patrick Reed. But shout out to Rory McIlroy. Well done for winning the Masters. You've got that eventually. You got the monkey off your back. So it's done and dusted. And last but not least, this week, there are going to be the Eurobasket play-ins. Bayern München against Red Star Belgrade. We're going to definitely be doing that game, I think, Vern. It's got to be Red Star because that's your team. So we got to go Bayern, Red Star, and Madrid and Paris. Maybe we'll do a double header because they actually play very close to each other. Hey, I got it done, my friends. I got it done. It's finished. It's done. It's over. It's forbade. So remember, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. What a morning show. 25 minutes. Whew. Pooh, I need a holiday after this one, man. I need a holiday after this one. So you guys, hey, thanks for joining. Remember, like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Do join us as a member if you would be so kind. That is really nice. And tomorrow morning, you don't have to watch my ugly face and listen to my terrible voice. You have Vern, the paper thrower, tomorrow morning. He is doing the morning show because he's on holiday. So I thought I'd get him to do some more shows. He's doing Tuesday and Thursday this week. I'm going to do Wednesdays and Friday, and he will be back on the weekend. So 4 times Vern this week. Can we handle it? That's the question. You guys enjoy your morning. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening, wherever you are. And I will see you on Wednesday. Ciao, guys.